My friends, how are you? It's fantastic to see you for yet another video, and we unfortunately have a situation we have to talk about today. Donald Trump and the Republicans are actively working to starve the American people, all in the interest of getting tax cuts to the billionaires as per the big, beautiful bill. And this is quite a scary time in America for a lot of people as we see exactly what is going on. And what's going on here, I know I covered it a few days ago. I talked about Donald Trump starving rural Americans because I was trying to get through to them that Donald Trump's policies are harmful to you. But we are now seeing on a broad scale that Donald Trump is actively working to starve the American people, like I said, so that he can get his tax cuts to his billionaire buddies at the cost of the working class Americans. And obviously, if you're a working class American, that's a real problem. If you're a billionaire, I'm not really sure what you're doing here while you're watching this video, but welcome aboard and at least try to pay attention. And on that note, real quick, to all the Elon Musk humpers that are showing up telling me I need to shut up about Tesla, I got nothing for you. This has been going on for 2 days now. I can't help you. I'm not able to extend the olive branch to the Nazi Elon Musk. So you might also be on the wrong channel if you're looking for me to say something nice about Tesla and Elon Musk. That has been a strange battle for the last couple days, my friends. I guess a lot of Americans forgot who Elon Musk is. But anyways, that's not the point of the video right now. What we really need to talk about is a wide spread fear, but also a reality that a lot of American people are about to go hungry. You see, right now, the federal government is shut down. The Democrats so far appear to be holding their ground on the idea that they're not going to let Donald Trump and the Republicans increase Americans' health care premiums by double, triple, even quadruple. This is all part of the big, beautiful bill. The Obamacare tax credits are going to end and force Americans to pay extreme amounts for healthcare that we straight up can't fucking afford. That's the reality of it. In America, the healthcare has always been very expensive. Even with the Obamacare tax credits, if you're working class like I am, you ain't had fucking health insurance for years because who can actually afford the shit? That's more than a mortgage payment right now if you plan to insure your family. But the Republicans, in their never-ending greed and their never-ending fleecing of the American people, have decided that we do not pay enough for health care in this country, and we need the tax credits to end, and we need the tax cuts coming from that to go to the richest of the Americans, while the poor and working class of America struggle even more than they have been struggling before. And that's what this fight is about as far as the government shutdown goes. And I want you to understand exactly how fucking anti-American this is, how hateful this is to the American people from the Donald Trump and the Republican Party. Keep in mind, they're saying we just don't have the money for healthcare. All right, we don't have money for healthcare in this country. By estimates that I've read, and there may be different estimates out there, but by estimates that I've read, it would cost the country $38 billion to keep the Obamacare tax credits in place for the American people. They are saying they cannot afford that. They are saying that it's only lazy Americans that need this. Have you heard these fucking Republicans talking about the mysterious fabled able-bodied young men that are just sitting at home playing PlayStation when they could be out working and earning their own goddamn health care? The thing they're making up, the other thing they're making up about how all the immigrants are stealing all the health care in America. You guys heard about that? Well, while they're saying they can't afford the $38 billion to make our health care or maintain our health care at a somewhat affordable level, we somehow have $40 billion to give to the Argentina government to bail them out. Yeah, we somehow got that. Isn't that fucking fascinating? Yeah, pretty interesting shit, isn't it? While we don't have the money to give healthcare to Americans, we have the money to demolish the White House and build golden ballrooms that, by all accounts so far that I can see, will be named after Donald Trump, his own personal monument, my friends. We have the money for that. We don't have money for healthcare in America. While we don't have the money for healthcare in America, we have the money to spend $1 billion renovating a $400 million Qatari jet that was a bribe jet to Donald Trump, and suddenly the Qatari military is setting up shop in Idaho. Jeez, I just can't figure out where all the money's going. While we don't have $38 billion in America to help the American people with healthcare, we have all the money in the world to send Donald Trump on golf trips every fucking weekend. It seems to me that we have the fucking money. It seems to me like they're spending it in an irresponsible way instead of helping out the American people. So that is the standoff that we are having right now as far as the government shutdown is going. But wait, my friends, it gets worse. It gets 100% worse because Donald Trump is now using this government shutdown to starve American people. Let's not forget that he used the government shutdown to fire American people. Just get them out of here. We're getting rid of democratic programs is what he says. Now, on top of that, here in about a week, SNAP benefits are ending in America because the government is, I guess, refusing to put out the money. I don't really understand this because my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but the SNAP benefits are provided at the state level, but there may be some issues with the federal funding behind that. I don't really know, but what I do know is, as a matter of fact, millions of people all over America are being alerted now that they will no longer have SNAP benefits at the first of the month. And I want to first kind of go in on all this bullshit about how SNAP and WIC and Medicare and Medicaid and all these benefits are just tools of the lazy, so they never have to get up and get a job or do anything like that. That is simply not the fucking case, all right? I'll give you a little personal information. I don't fucking mind, all right? Years ago, I was a very poor person. I sometimes am still to this day. It just depends on the day, right? We all struggle out there. And there was a time in my life where we leaned on the WIC program and the food stamps program just to stay alive, just to fucking survive, right? And eventually I got my shit together. I learned how to drive a truck, and I became a providing member of these. Is that how you say that? Providing member? I'm not really sure, but I helped with the supply chain of America. I became another cog in the wheel, but essential nonetheless. I became someone that, provided a service to the country, and there was a time in my life in my early 20s where I was just really fucking hungry and just needed to survive. And there are millions of Americans just like that, going through the same thing. Maybe they're young, maybe they're having a hard time with the job they're having, maybe they do have a certain disability, but this idea that everybody is sitting in their parents' basement playing fucking Xbox and milking the system is complete fucking bullshit. Americans in general want to do better for themselves. They want to make a good living. They want to be able to provide for themselves. They want to be able to eat. They want to have nice shit in their house. Americans, given the opportunity, will go out and get the fucking work done. Now, we live in a very shitty version of America right now where fucking the wages don't pay the bills. There honestly is no hope when it comes to jobs for the most part. You go out there and you do your best. The fucking pay don't keep up with inflation. And 2 years from now, you find yourself in the same spot. Even though you've collected 2 raises, nothing has improved in your life. And it's not because of your lack of trying. It's because the game is rigged against you, my friend. That's how this whole fucking thing works, right? We all struggle, but we all want to do better for ourselves. We all want to do better for our families. We all want to spend every Christmas with shit lined up under the Christmas tree, sitting back watching happy children open up their shit, and you were able to provide that for them. We don't need the credit for it. We don't need you to come over and say thank you. Just thank Santa. It doesn't fucking matter. But what does matter is that they were happy and that you were able to provide that. That is what we all really want. This idea from the fucking Republican Party that we are just lazy motherfuckers that are just milking the system is an idea that we heavily have to push back on, my friends. It is complete bullshit. I get told every day, and listen, I don't mind. It kind of is what it is. Because I'm a registered Democrat that is outspoken on the internet, oh, I gotta hear from these fucking MAGA dorks every fucking day. Well, maybe if you get a real job and start doing something for yourself, you would be able to afford things. These videos aren't about me, for one. It's about watching the American working class get devastated by the fucking Republicans. But get a real job. Motherfucker, I drive a truck every day of my life. The people watching these videos when I sit in my house are often stunned to see that I am outside of my truck sitting in a house. Don't tell me to get a real fucking job. Most people that tell me to get a real job, 2 weeks into that 2-month long tour I do on the road, I didn't necessarily mean to call it a tour. That's probably a bad choice of words for it. But 2 weeks into that 2 months I spend on the road, they'd be begging for their moms, wanting to go home and cuddle up in their nice warm bed. Bitch, I still got a month and a half in front of me before I get to do any of that. Don't tell me a damn thing about getting a real job. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. But that is not, like I said, it's not about me. That is about the struggle of the American people. I'm not unique in saying that I have to go to extreme measures to provide for the people around me and provide for myself. And that do what it takes attitude is extremely American. That is what we used to do before the Republican Party turned into a bunch of sniveling, whining bitches that fucking constantly did nothing but blame everyone else for their fucking problems. There is not an ounce of pull yourself up by your bootstraps in the Republican Party anymore. It's all blame everyone else. And I went off on a side tangent, so I'm going to find my way back to you, my friends, as we go through this. I'm sorry about that, but I'm sick to death of being vilified, and I am a productive member. I'm sick to death of watching my fellow American citizens be vilified while they are a productive member. And honestly, the bullshit has got to stop. Okay, that tangent is over. I'm back, my friends. We've got a situation. Because of the SNAP benefits, the food stamps ending here in about a week, America's food banks are getting hit extremely hard. And I know this video right now may not be the most popular video that I could put out. I could have picked any number of topics today that would have got tens of thousands of more views than this particular video. But I know this video in particular can reach at least 20,000 people and raise awareness and maybe motivate some people that are in a position to help. I plan to put my money where my mouth is after this video, and I'll explain why. Local food banks are getting fucking hit hard right now. I am a resident of Colorado. Colorado is normally regarded as a pretty wealthy state. We've got a lot of opportunity here that is going away because we've killed tourism in this country. I think these ski resorts, I think I'm going to be covering that a lot this winter, as the ski resorts are going to be looking at bankruptcy as we see a lot of tourism ended in this country. But regardless of that, Colorado generally is a wealthy state. There's plenty of money flowing in this country. There's the oil and gas industry. There's the solar industry. There's, the ski resorts. Like I said, tourism is a big thing here. Plenty of technology industries to go around. Logistics. We're involved in fucking everything here. And the fact of the matter is, I watched a couple local reports on the Colorado food banks that are just getting fucking hammered right now, that do not have the inventory or the money to keep the inventory in place or the donations coming in to feed the American people. And why this video is important is because I do plan to take action after this video. I am not a rich man this week. Sometimes I have good weeks, sometimes I have bad weeks, but I personally will plan to donate some money or some food to a local food bank, because the point is, my friends, the Republican Party is going to use this as leverage. Yes, this is how sick they are. This is how fucking disgusting they are. They are going to watch the American people starve. They are going to cheer on Americans losing access to food. They are going to go on the news and they are going to accuse every one of these Americans of being lazy and milking the system. And they are going to watch you go hungry in an attempt to get the the Democrats, geez, I should never fuck that up again, to get the Democrats to cave, to what am I trying to say? To cave and allow them to reopen the government and keep the health insurance premiums extremely high. So you are now leverage to the Republicans. They will watch you starve. They will watch you go hungry. They will gleefully celebrate you not having food so that they can get these tax cuts to the billionaires in America, all right? And I think we have an opportunity here. Like I said, this isn't going to be the biggest video I've ever put out. There's always bigger topics than this. But if we can reach some people out there that do have the resources right now to send a little bit of money to your local food bank, to go down to your food bank with some of your canned goods that are sitting in your cupboard, to help fight off this leverage that the Republican Party is going to use, we have an opportunity to be a part of the solution here and be a part of helping the Democrats stand up to the Republicans right now. If we don't do anything and we watch just record numbers of Americans starve, the Democrats do have a heart. I know they have moments where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? But there is the potential there for the Democrats to cave on this entire thing and not get us anything, have the government shut down for nearly a month now, with absolutely winning nothing by the end of it, and having to reopen the government so that Americans can afford to eat at this point, all right? Or can get access to food, rather. Afford to eat is kind of out the fucking window at this point. So I'm going to take the opportunity to do that myself. I'll look into what I can do. It's not a great week for me to be doing sort of charity things like that, but I will do the best that I can with the resources I have. And if this video does reach 20, I'm estimating about 20,000 people, let me know in the comments if you were able to help with these efforts also. And it is our way, I believe. I know I get accused of being way too optimistic a lot on these videos, but it is, I'm trying, my friends. I'm not giving up is the point. But it is our way, every one of us, we can get out there and help, and we can give that leverage to the Democrats that are currently standing up for our healthcare in America. We can pitch in and feed the American people ourselves. So that's the premise of the video. That's the message that I wanted to get out today. These fucking sick, corrupt fucking Republicans are going to starve you right now or a week from now to make their point that they want unaffordable health care for the American people that we can't afford. We're not going to be able to purchase it at that point. And they want that so that the billionaires can get tax cuts in this country and line their pockets even more. As a working class American, you are now the pawn in their game, and we got to do what we can to help with this, and that's the point. Before I run into the point of the video where I start repeating myself over and over, that's what I got to say. I'll see what I can do today, because I'm back on the road tomorrow to help with trying to feed some American people while the Republican Party tries to starve them out. That's it. Love you guys. Bye now.